Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our today's Life Fast podcast. And today we're going to be talking about something very important, something that so many of us don't really think about, or we don't even really give our attention to it. It's about our emotional and mental well-being. Today we're going to be talking about building a healthy, safe image. Wow. So many people today struggle with that. They think about what people think about them, how people see them, the kind of image they put out there, how people perceive them. But don't worry, she's going to be shedding more light on that. So join me today as we discuss this topic to welcome Miss Deborah Olorungbemi. You're welcome, Ma. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much, Ma. I am honored to be here. And this topic is actually something that is very important. So it's actually a privilege for us to discuss this topic. And I really hope that at the end of this topic, we're able to drive home a point and people begin to see themselves for who they really are.
Thank you very much for that response. Once again, welcome, Ma. So I'm going to be starting with a very simple question. And that question is, can you tell the house what self-image really is?
Okay. First of all, self-image, I would say, is just like an internal photograph of who you believe you are. It's not like fake confidence, or maybe you're just trying to hype yourself, but it's like an internal photograph of who you believe you are. Let's get that aspect first. So most people don't really suffer from lack of talent, or maybe because their self-image. Because one thing about self-image is that you do not see your self-image, you see through it. You see through your self-image. It affects it shapes the decision you make. It affects the kind of confidence level you have, and it also it gives access to the number of opportunity you let yourself to seize. So that is why self-image is really very important to build an healthy self-image. Because if you don't build your self-image intentionally, the world will build it for you.
Thank you very much for that answer to that question. And I really picked a point. You said it's an internal photograph of how you see yourself. And that's a fact. Because how we see ourselves as persons really matter. So moving on, I would love you to tell us and our listeners why it's important for us to build a healthy self-image as a person.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this is the most important aspect of this topic, building a healthy self-image. Like I mentioned before, your self-image is the invisible lens that is shaping the decision you make. For example, who you date, the job you apply for, how you speak in rooms, and even how you allow yourself to be successful, or the level of success you allow yourself to have. So why it is important for you to build your self-image is because if you don't consciously build your self-image, the world build it for you. So, and the word is usually in social media and the things and reels. At the end of the day, we find ourselves copying those persons and living their very carefully planned out reels as our own behind the scenes. You understand? So this is why it's very important for us to build ourselves. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much, Ma. And what you said actually mentioned, like, it moved me to the third question I was going to ask, that what are the signs that a person would see in a person's life, or you see in people, and you know this person has an unhealthy self-image? Because just like you mentioned, there are some people that have so many models online or social media that they feel like, okay, this is the kind of life I want to live, and they don't even really know if it is true or not. Please, I want you to shed more light on that.
Okay, signs of having a distorted self-image. No, but the first sign is you notice that you want to always be like other persons. You always want to copy. You know this kind of lifestyle. You want to live. You want to be exactly how you're seeing other people. Maybe from what you're watching on Facebook and social media, you see the way they dress, you see the content they make. You want to be like them. Another sign is shrinking in rooms, maybe in conversation. You are not freely yourself. Instead of being confident, being bold, you're always shrinking. You cannot say what's on your mind. You're always afraid of visibility. And again, you can see sign of the distorted self-image in self-sabotage. Some people feel like they cannot be capable of what they are capable of. So if you give them that position or that opportunity, they will self-sabotage yourself because your brain and your belief, when they are in conflict, your identity will always win. So one of the sign of distorted self-image is self-sabotage and also low standard. Anything goes. Anything, somebody can just come and cross your boundary and it's okay. So that's another sign of distorted self-image. So an unhealthy self-image doesn't lower your confidence, it lowers your standards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that response. I really enjoyed what you said right there because in the aspect of boundary, when you the kind of image you build for yourself, when you don't really take care of it, when it's not healthy, when you don't look into it, it will make people to cross your boundary and do whatever they like to you, toss you around like um a toasted bread in a toaster machine. Thank you very much, ma. Okay, so I would like you to share with us some practical ways in which a person can actually build a healthy self-image. For people that will notice that, okay, I think this is where I'm wrong. My image about myself is not healthy. I need change. I want the house and people listening to us to know the practical ways in which they can follow to build a healthy self-image. Thank you.
All right. So first of all, you need to separate your identity from your experience. A lot of times we've been made to believe that our experience is who we are. So we need to first of all correct that notion. We are not our experience. We are not even the events that happen to us. We have a bad day. Doesn't mean that our life is bad entirely. No. So
No.
first of all, you have to separate your identity. Yes, exactly. You have to separate your identity from your experience. Your experience does not define you. Your experience is 0% connected to who you are. So whatever have happened before in your life or whatever that's happening currently does not define you. So you have to separate that identity from whatever experience you might have had, whether growing up or even as an adult. Secondly, you need to audit your internal dialogue. What do I mean? That means, what do you tell yourself? Because I read previously in a book that your subconscious mind is dropped on what you're telling yourself internally. If you're saying, I'm a failure, I can't make it, I'm not qualified, I'm not capable, your brain is constantly eavesdropping in that on that internal dialogue and it's rewiring itself to believe that. So audit your internal dialogue, sit with yourself. What do you tell yourself when you fail or when something bad happens? If you tell it to a friend, how will that person feel? And imagine you're telling yourself that. So first of all, you need to audit your internal dialogue. Don't be your own hater. Be your number one fan. Thirdly, you need to gather evidence of capability because the brain is engineered to rewire. So according to neuroplasticity, the brain can rewire itself. Like your identity can be adaptable. That's what I mean. You need to record, like, okay, this is what I would do. First of all, you need to give yourself evidence of capability. Maybe it's okay. Today I'm going to wake up by 5:30, and you make sure you wake up at that 5:30. You can just start small, little tasks, record it, journal it. Tell yourself that, okay, I did this. You take it. That will send a signal to your brain that yes, you are capable. As you're gathering evidence and giving it to your brain is modeling itself to think that, okay, yes, I'm also capable. And then I would like to add, you can also upgrade your environment. This is very important. The kind of people you listen to, the circle of friends you are, you discover that some people around your life, they do not add, like, they do not motivate you Maybe you tell them an idea you have or something that came up or a plan. They'll just be like, you, do you mean you want to carry out this plan? They'll immediately shut you down. So you need to upgrade your environment from a pessimistic environment to an optimistic environment. Surround yourself with people that will encourage you and people that believe in you. And then lastly, you need to act before you feel, because courageous people are not just people that are strong. Courageous people are people that are bold and take the step even when they are afraid. So you don't need to feel ready before you act. Just need to act before you even feel ready. So I hope that answers the question.
Wow, thank you very much. You really answered my question. And to everyone in the house listening, I've been learning and learning. And yes, I have so many things that have been ticking down in my head that I have to go back home to go and unlearn. So continue to stay tuned. And my next question is going to be, there are so many people that like they struggle with having a role model, or maybe people they follow online, or all the people that they see on social media that they follow, and it has become a problem to them. How do that kind of person deal with something like that?
Okay, for that kind of person or that kind of situation, first of all, you need to know that those people you're seeing on social media, most of the time, those scenes you watch, they are perfectly, like accurately arranged scenes. Those aesthetics, they arranged it. Like you don't have to believe everything for it on social media. So you don't have to let their highlighted reels be your own behind the scenes. You don't know what they are behind this on their personally, right? So first of all, you need to know that everybody have their own weakness and where they're starting from. Secondly, you need to know that you need to start. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I want to be like Mrs. Ibukun Awosika overnight or Punjawela. There was a place she started from. There was a place they started from. Exactly, there was a starting point. So you need to believe that it's one step at a time. You cannot just get there. You have to build the process for you to get there. And secondly, you do not need to copy exactly their lifestyle, because no two persons are the same on earth. So your destiny is definitely different. You can admire them, you can aspire to be like them, but you cannot be them and they can never be you. So just know that you need to work on yourself. You have your talents, you have your weakness, you have your strengths. Like I said, self-image is not just having ego. It's not having ego. It's accurately knowing yourself. You know your weakness and you accept it. You know your strengths and you acknowledge it. That is a healthy self-image. So I think that with this they can be able to come out of, okay, I'm not making it. I'm seeing this person is doing well on social media. How come I'm not doing that? So you need to know that, okay, these people are not you. Wherever you are right now, there are also people that are also aspiring to be like you or to be in your position. So if you have the right self-image, you'll be able to avoid all these dangers.
Thank you very much, ma, for that. I think I picked a particular point. Accept yourself. Means accepting everything about you. Okay? And that will be leading me to my last question. I believe that this building a healthy self-image has everything to do with self-acceptance. It has to do with accepting who you are, your color, your background, working with the resources you have, and not trying to copy somebody else, starting from a very small point. Okay, so the question is this: what role does self-acceptance play in a healthy self-image?
Okay. That question is very important because self-acceptance is the first step you need before you can be able to say, okay, I have a healthy self-image. Number one, if you do not accept who you are. So, like I said, self-image is not about ignoring your weakness or hiding your flaws. It's about bringing your and seeing it, okay, accurately seeing yourself with your own with your own personal lens, you understand? So it's not about okay, just being overconfident or being hype or being fake. You acknowledge, okay, this is my weakness, and you accept it, and this is my strength. Because confidence doesn't create action, action creates confidence. So what I'm trying to say is that your self-acceptance is the first step before you can have a healthy self-image. So it's very, very important that you accept yourself for you, who you are. You accept the situation that you are in right now. You need to acknowledge, okay, this is where I am, this is where I need to be. You not just say, okay, I'm a failure. You say I'm a work in progress. I'm working towards my goal. I'm making progress. That way you know that, okay, I'm not yet there, but I'm not stuck. This is where I am, but I'm not stuck. I'm making progress. So I believe.
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am. Okay. So I'm going to be talking to the house shortly before I get back to you. Okay. So I believe that you've learned so many things because I've learned and I've picked a point. I want to go back home and check myself again. My flaws, my boundaries, am I keeping to them? The things I don't want to do, the things I don't want people to do to me. How do I see myself? Am I seeing myself through the lens that I want every other person to see me? Am I building, or do I even have a healthy self-image? And finally, to our guests, what do you have for our viewers in the house today?
Okay, I just want to say lastly that if you believe you are small, you will live small. If you believe you are growing, you will grow into rooms you once shared. So the goal is not to become someone else. The goal is to see yourself clearly and build from it. So protect your self-image because it is the foundation of your destiny.
Wow. Thank you
Thank
very, very much. Thank you very much, ma'am. I picked a rare man. Believe in yourself. Oh, me, I want to believe in myself. I don't want to be anybody else. I want to start from the very small and get to the top, because that is where I belong. So it was nice having you today on today's podcast, Miss Deborah. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for shedding insights and teaching us a lot today. Thank you.
you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
See you some other time.